What up, y'all? Marcus at Vintage Vibes. I wanted to show you this design that I have. I've had it for the better part of 2 years, but never used it. And I thought, hey, let me go ahead and maybe do something to make the design pop a little more. I wanted to add some distressing to it. And I wanted to show you how I did it and some of the techniques that I use. The first things I'm gonna do is I wanna put this into its own group. So Command or Control G, and then I'm going to add a layer mask. So once I've added that layer mask to it, I'm gonna come over to my brushes, grab these brushes from GFX World. I believe they're the thrift brush set. Super great brushes. Use the code VV20 and get 20% off of your order. They'll be one of the best things you pick up for designs. I'm gonna go and let's grab 34. 34 is good. If you know me, you know why. If you don't, hang around. You will. I'm gonna open this up, and you wanna make sure on your brush tips, your spacing, you can space it however you want to. There's no right or wrong when it comes to distressing your design. It's whatever feels good to you. For me, right around 90, let's go 96. 95, 96, good for me. Once you click on your thumbnail, your layer mask, you're just gonna paint. You can see as I click, it's starting to take that design to a whole new level, right? Here's one of the things I wanted to point out to you. When you're doing your distressing, you go into your brush, make sure you have your shape, make sure you have flip X and flip Y check mark. Show you why here in just a second. And the reason why you want to have those check mark is it gives it much more organic feel when you're going to do that distress. If you don't, the brush is simply going to move in one direction, which is okay if that's what you're going for. But if you click, it's actually going to move the brush, flip the brush in a bunch of different directions, give it a much more organic feel. If you don't, it's just going to have the same distressing across your entire design. I'm just going to put this in a couple of different places, not really strategic about anything. And then once I've done that, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab another brush. Gonna come back over here and grab 21, works for me. Same thing, I wanna make sure that my spacing is wherever I need it to be. Again, no right or wrong, but I think I'm gonna do right around 96. 96 was a good year. Flip X, flip Y, also check marked again. And whoa, way too much. I don't know why it defaults, your brush defaults to like 3000, which is crazy. But again, I'm just gonna hit it in a couple of different places, and I'm clicking and not dragging. If I were to drag, it would look kind of like this, which isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It's whatever you're going for. But I like clicking it so the distress kind of changes in a couple of different places, so you can kind of see that when I hit it, a couple of different places. The distress is whatever it is that you want. Now that I've done that, if I were to take this design, it's knocked out some of the color, which again, if you're going to press this or send this off to screen print, whatever your method of print is, you want to make sure that the garment or what you're printing on is as light as possible on the garment. It's not a heavy hand, it's not a heavy feel. So if I were to take away this bottom layer here, you can see that it actually knocks out the color of the graphic. The next thing I want to do is I want to take away all of this black that's on the design. There's no point in really having black ink on a black shirt. Use that color of your garment as a color for your design. What I want to do is I want to come over here to select, and I want to go to color range. Boop, 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 boop. Grab my magic wand. I just want to knock out, I want to grab all of this. You don't want to be on the layer mask. You want to be actually on the layer that you're working on. Come back over here. Got my magic wand selected. Select. Come down to color range. So now you can see it's basically selecting everything that's black. We're just going to wipe that out. Click OK. Whoop. Gonzville. If I go and I change the background color to whatever it is that I want, go ahead and bring the background color. You see that the graphic has knocked out all of the black that's in there, right? So we can go ahead and change this to red, blue, purple, whatever it is we want to do, right? Purple's kind of dope. Now you know how to knock out all the black that's in your design. There's a couple of different ways of doing it, but that's one method. We've distressed our graphic. using our brushes. Now when you go to send this off to print, or whoever it is you're going to use, screen printing, DTF, DTG, whatever, we have a much lighter feel on our garment. You're using less ink, softer feel on your garment, good to go. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Love to answer them. We'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.